Yeah, it was.
So I do know that obviously Giant Size X-Men started with Len Wein, and I know you were. And again, please correct me, Chris. Were you working under Len at that time? I mean, how did you get the gig after the initial reintroduction of the X-Men?
Sword of Omens, come to my hand. I, Lion-O, command it. Thundercats, ho! And you're watching the Dorkening.
How did you get the gig after the initial reintroduction of the X-Men?
Working under Len.
Well, you know what I mean.
I
don't know what you mean, John.
Well, the interesting thing was, back in ancient history, when I first came to work for Marvel as a gopher. They are now called interns, but back then we were gophers because and this is when the bullpen was John Romita Sr., Herb Trimpe, Marie Severin, and Frank Giacoia, 3 artists and an inker. And Marvel was not as substantial as it is today. And it was really, really cool. And Roy Thomas and Neil Adams were doing the Phoenix Saga, were doing the Sentinels. And they were trying to figure out how to end the series, that arc. And this is when I made a suggestion that, the theory is that all evolution is provoked by solar radiation. So if you're talking to the Sentinels logically, you would say you want to get rid of mutation, you obviously have to get rid of the sun. And so Neil ends up drawing this beautiful full-page splash of the sun and the Sentinels pouring into it. So I guess you could say that the spring of 1969 was my first contribution to the X canon.
Excelsior!